Ziggs mid game. The dude writing to me. Oh, by the way, before we continue, Law Replay Review. If you want your game reviewed, send them to lawreplayreview@gmail.com. And then tell me, make sure it's a loss. Tell me what you want to learn. Blah, blah, blah. You get the picture. Send them my way. I review them. Every time I get 5 new subs, I review them. So, without further ado, Ziggs mid versus... Ziggs mid versus... Looks like Yasuo, maybe? I don't know what's going on here. Is that Singe support? What the fuck is this bullshit? What in the hell is this? This is nonsense. Well, depending on who we're facing, that's going to make the call on what we do here. Also, I just want to read what the guy wrote before we proceed. This guy's going through placements. What I'm hoping to learn, how to better handle situations other teams leading, losing. What should I have been doing in terms of making a comeback, making plays around the map. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can improve. All right. Ziggs mid, the Taliban, mid laner, facing Rise. First thing I would say is that your elo, you need to try to land poke as much as possible without taking harass. So, if you're going in for poke as Ziggs, every time you go into harass, you need to think preemptively. It looks like you're already doing this, but you need to think preemptively, I'm going to dodge to the side. Also, low elo, I have a tendency to gravitate towards Ignite as my mid lane or Teleport. Teleport's like the ultimate swag summoner in my opinion. Whereas Ignite's one specifically designed to beat your lane opponent. I think Teleport's like the ultimate. Like, I can beat a lane opponent and then go around the map and dominate. Looks like you get his flash there. Very, very good stuff. Looks like you're doing your part. Keeping the pressure on. Spike level 4. You get him to back. That's what I want to see. All good so far. Pretty good back timing. I don't mind that. That's fine with me. That's about even. This is the one of the reasons I consider taking teleport, though. Just so I can cheese. And, like, if I push the guy out of lane like that, I can fucking teleport right back in the lane and not miss a beat. But this is all well and good. So, you got double Dorans, that means you need to harass the shit out of this guy. Double Dorans is the way to go in the harassment department. So get up his ass, dude. Up in his ass cheeks. Remember, lower elo. People make mistakes a lot. Ziggs is a champion, in my opinion, that can win lane on his own without help. So don't be afraid to get up in people's grills. Rise is like a really good champ against you, too. Like, for you. For you as a matchup. Okay, this gank sucks. Good, you didn't have to burn flash. But Rise is a good champion for you to face because you can poke him so hard early. So, definitely abuse that. The reason Ziggs fell out of the meta in this game is mainly because of all the safe mid laners like Lux and Azir and Xerath, who all pretty much do Ziggs' job a little better right now. But in this spot here, Ziggs is still pretty good. Like, he may not be, like, god tier like he once was, but he's still very solid mid lane. I'd say, like, tier 1, tier 2. Alright, so it looks like you're going for a roam. This is all good. You didn't commit too hard to it. Yeah, I would say try to kill that guy good. There you go. You get the kill. So far, you're playing this really well, dude. I got no problem with this so far. Yeah, backing was the correct move. I don't know what the fuck that Rise is doing. That was full blue man group. Now you've got shutdown gold, it looks like. I'd probably go Morello's, not Chalice, personally. If Singe the Rise gets a hold of you, you're dead anyways, you know? So why even bother with that shit? I'm looking at your build right now. I would definitely consider, yeah, I would consider Morello's, and I would consider getting Ludens after that. Depending on how confident you are in surviving the Rammus so far, he's been kind of an idiot, so I wouldn't feel too threatened by him quite yet. That's kind of how I structure my builds. If I don't feel like the enemy jungler's good, especially at lower elo, I greed it up. There, Vayne makes a nice condemn on you, but it looks like he gets caught. This is all good. You're getting money. Let's see what you build, though. The reason I'm skimming through this is because it seems like you're playing the lane fine. Like, I don't see anything too crazy. Like I said, I consider Ignite or Teleport over Heal, but that's just me. So you get Chalice. You got a lot of mana regen. Chasing a little too far here, but you do get the double kill, which is nice. You should shove the turret. Yasuo shows up. You peel out. One thing about Yasuo, never go backwards through lane. Always elect to go through jungle. This is a perfect spot where you can see it happening before you did it. So watch. This is like a hindsight 2020 thing, I know, but it's something you need to think about. Whenever you see Yasuo, always, every time you see Yasuo, always disengage through the jungle. Never disengage through lane. Because of this right here. Will always kill you every time. Think of he gets like 18,000 gap close every time a fucking minion wave shows up. So disengage down and through the jungle, never disengage through the wave. When you see him, think that. And it'll bring you a long way. It looks like he crits you a couple times, which is kind of horseshit, but whatever. If you went through the jungle there, you would have been safe. He would have never been able to kill you. If you want to be really fancy versus their comp, you could also take Cleanse, by the way, but that's super fucking fancy. I'm trying to see why you ulted. Oh, okay, you're trying to pick the Rise. That makes sense to me. I don't know what your heal... Wait, I mean, I'm sorry. I have to do this to you, man. This is full Benny Hill moment. I have to do it, dude. I have to do it. Alright. Now that you had your moment, your Benny Hill moment. We all have the Benny Hill moment, dude. We all have them. Like, I just had to do it to you because it just hurt my eyes. Looks like you're going for Ludens now, which is good. Like I said, I like Morello's because I think it does just a little bit more damage in the long term. And like I said, if Singe the Rise gets a hold of you, it's gonna be GG anyways. Good. Damaging turrets. Yasuo feeding. I was thinking maybe a push there, but no. No, push is bad there. Looks like Rammus trades in favor of Singed, which is whatever. You go down to shove bot lane. Yeah, get the turret. Get the turret. Alright, now here's an interesting spot for you, okay? You know where everyone is. The only person you don't really know where he is Rammus. You elect to keep pushing bot, which I don't mind. But right around now, you need to shove this in back immediately. So shove that back. It looks like you're going to, I hope. Yep, that's the correct thing to do. I was just making sure to see if they didn't change their mind or anything random. That's a Yi with Hydra? What the fuck? Dude, I can't even. These flashes. That's pretty much just cold-blooded suicide right there. The heal for the speed up, I don't mind it. Okay, push mid. What? Why? Why are you chasing? There you go. So the reason being we push mid here is because obviously 3 is greater than 2. You're gonna assume that your teammates are capable of surviving this 2v3, right? So you decide to push mid. This is good. You disengage correctly. You launch your fucking ult down there to try to get some money, dude. Some money. There's got to be something you do that's big and wrong here, because you're really fed, man. Okay. Ult their team. Ult their team! Yeah, there it is. Nothing wrong with how you're playing this fight. Flash was silly. I don't know what you're flashing for there. Look at that fight and tell me that Rammus was going to kill you there. He was nowhere near killing you. You need Void Staff. I can tell you that right now. Oh, wait. No, you don't. Well, yeah, you kind of do, actually. You kind of need it for this fucking Rammus who's on your D. And Yasuo's got Banshee's Veil. Yeah, you definitely need Void. And... yeah, I'd probably look at Void first because you're so ahead of these guys. You dunk Rise. You run around the jungle. Why? Push mid. Alright, let's back this up a little bit here. What were you doing? Okay, your team has no front line, I'll grant you that. You have no ult. You make the right move and back away. You're throwing out some bombs. I dig it. Fiddle's out of position. Fiddlesticks is being a derp. That's fine. You didn't put yourself in a compromising position, which is fine. Wave clear. They should never be able to end the game with you alive. You go bottom. You run over to top. Your team gets wrecked. And you turtle it out. I don't mind this. So far, nothing you can do here. Okay, there you get all in. That's, you know, it is what it is. You get the trade, though. Your team comes back. Right now, this seems like a matchmaking just flub. Because you're playing pretty damn well. I don't have any problems with this so far. However, that's not to say that you don't do anything really stupid later. You know what I mean? Because right now, I don't mind anything. I don't really... I really would be super critical to hate on your performance this game. Because you really are playing fine. Alright. This could be a dangerous spot. Fiddle goes in. Your ult was really bad here in this fight. You should have done it preemptively, so like... let me... so right there, you should have just fucking dropped it on them. Drop it on their heads in this spot. I know you're scared of the Rammus, but you need to get the damage off while they're trapped. But you get the kill. You get the Rammus. Singe comes in. He's up your ass. Mechanically, you're making mistakes there. Alright, so I'm going to be a little bit more critical of you because you're playing a pretty solid game for the most part. Alright. So here, he flips you, right? Which is fine. What you need to do, your flash is just like instant. And I don't really know why. Slow it down. Singe, you keep like panic flashing and shit for Singe. Singe damage is very like sustained and obvious. So once he flips you, that's the end of his damage. Like outside of the poison trail, which you can avoid. But just walk up and fucking flash over the wall. Or, you know, do anything. You could just fucking heal and walk away at that point, really. I don't know if you necessarily needed to panic flash. Or just walk down and jump over this wall. But yeah, with Singed, I mean, his damage isn't as high as you may. And because you flash all funky and weird, he catches back up to you. But there's a lack of awareness there on your part too. Because he makes it pretty obvious that he's coming behind you. And I don't think you really adapted to that. So like you see him coming and you walk back into him. But you saw where he was. So you should have spaced out a little bit better, I think. Alright, so wait. Yeah, this is actually a key moment for you, okay? If we're speaking purely from, like, a carry game perspective, like, dying there is kind of bad. I mean, you can't avoid them all, man, and your team is obviously bad, but, you know, I'm just trying to give you stuff to think about. Like, getting caught there by the Singed is pretty bad. If you're more aware of it, if you're more aware of where he's at, you will never get caught there. And you probably wouldn't lose shit for turrets. But your team's kind of getting bruisered on right now, to be honest. I like to call it a move. Your ult comes up, Vayne jukes you. It happens, whatevs. Alright, well, here's my feedback. Alright, you played pretty well, dude. I mean, you know, you made a couple mechanical mistakes, but overall, I think you played okay. Come into lanes with a little bit more confidence, in my opinion. Either step into lanes with, like, Ignite Teleport, or, you know, pick a different champ that you're gonna play, like, super aggro with. The only reason I say it is because, like, in lower elo, you basically have to grab your lane by the balls and just, like, shit on them. Like, everyone's so bad at lower elo, that, like, 90% of the time, the guy that you're facing in lane, if you, like, mechanically, if you're as good as you are in that game, that replay, then you, in theory, should be able to just fucking alienate this fucking Rise. Just full-on Benny Hill this Rise, who, like, you get super low. To the point of where, like I said, you can either teleport and just push lane. I mean, I'm talking get up in this guy's ass so much. Because I normally give guys the advice, like, you could have done X, Y, and Z better. But in your case, we're trying to get you to the point of where you win more games. Dude, fucking grab the game by the balls at lower elo. And still respect your opponents, but push your limits a little bit more, I think. Because there's absolutely there's no reason why you can't get away with Teleport or Ignite versus this guy. So here's your options. Either take Ignite with the attempt to go for all-ins more frequently, or take Teleport with the intent to shove your lane like a maniac and pull people to you constant like I do. Let me read your chat. Main thing is playing aggressive. I try to keep conscious of mana. I have escape plan against gangs, so I tend to play passive. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, you could also do Teleport and play the same way and basically shove the lane in, harass the guy, come back into lane, and then just bully people that don't back at a reasonable time. So, like, at lower elo, people won't back when they're supposed to. So you could just shove, like, this cheese works for me all the time at lower elo. I'll play something like Morgana, Lux, Ziggs, it doesn't matter. Low elo, I will literally harass the shit out of the guy, shove the lane while harassing. Back, buy a Doran's, buy a couple pods, come into lane and just kill the guy. And then, like, you know, they're already raging at each other. And then just snowball the game from there, okay? Like, that's how you can do that. Or Ignite, like, you know, if you're afraid of mana issues, then go the route that I just explained, right? But if you have any other champion like that you're confident with that you could kill Rise with, like say, if in lower elo I would just take like a J4 mid and just shit on this guy and just flash ignite dump on him and pull the jungler to me all game and just fuck with them. So far I feel like you play a pretty stable game, but at lower elo, if we're speaking purely to carry, you need to fucking your skill level, like you need to just fucking battle these guys with this champ. You know, I'm giving you credit on Ziggs for how you played this game. It seems like you understand the poke and how to play the fucking the limitation of the bubble that people give you as Ziggs. But ultimately, I feel like in this game, you could have, based off your skill level, you could have taken way more advantage of this guy. And by taking teleport, the other thing you got to think about is you push him out of lane and you're never out of lane, right? If you're dominating your lane, which means you always have a 1 to 2 level lead over everybody, which means that anybody that tries to kill you, you basically have just nullified the need for heal if you're playing the game properly. So yeah, that's my take on it, dude. I think overall you played pretty well, and this was, I mean, even with my advice, I think in this particular game it could have been ugly anyways, because, you know, it's lower elo. Like some games, you know, some games, especially in placements, there's a lot of guys smurfing and shit. Like, you might run into this fucking Vayne. Thank you for the kind words, guys. If you run into, like, this Vayne and he's smurfing, you know, you might drop a game or two in your placements. Like, I drop games all the time at lower elos. Like, it happens. So don't worry about it. That's just my take on it. You know, maybe try to push him around a bit more and then, you know, play solid and stable. All right. This has been a LoL replay review with Nisi on my stream. Make sure you guys, if you haven't checked out the stream, please visit. And also, if you want your gameplays reviewed in the future, send your replays to lolreplayReview@gmail.com. That's when I go through these and pick them out. Overall, Sorenthal, thank you very much for this. This was pretty solid from you. And like I said, these spots sometimes you're going to lose. It's just like poker. Some hands as games, I analyze some of these hands, and then I see, like, you might have lost anyways. You never know. If you approach it a little differently, you might see a different result. And some mechanical flip-flops, but that's fine. All right, thank you so much. Please subscribe and like this video if you want to subscribe and like it. And that's all I got for you. Peace, crackers.